Hello and welcome to verse 10, which is the last verse of the Metta Sutta. We'll follow the usual format. I'll read it without showing the text, then with the text, and then we'll do the detailed analysis. Dittincha anupagamma silava tassanena sampanno kame suvaneyagetam nahijatu gabbasayam punaretiti. I'll share text. Dittincha anupagamma silavatassanena sampanno kame suvinayyagetan nahijatu gabbasayam punaretiti. I'll now share my iPad screen. There we are. Dittincha anupagamma, not holding on to views. In an earlier verse, we had ditta, seen. That's this ditta. And the one way of forming a verbal noun from that, it's quite common. You have a past participle, ditta, seen, but change the a to an e, make it a feminine noun ending in a short e. Ditti is a seeing and therefore a view. Many of you will be familiar with the samadhitti in the Noble Eightfold Path, the samadhitti, right view. Ditti is here used not, of course, in the sense of a right view, but of ego views, views that you cling to. I think this. These that you're being advised to let go of, anupagamma, not grasping, not holding on to them. So anupagamma, so well-known root gam, to go, upa, cognate with our English up, upagam, to go up to something, therefore to reach it. And it also has the meaning of getting hold of something, getting on top of it, getting it, upagam. And this is the absolutive, upagamma, having reached, having got hold of. It's upagamma, because in Sanskrit it is upagamya, the absolutive ending in ya. So dittincha anupagamma. So anupagamma, an absolutive preceded by the negating a or an before a vowel, anupagamma, often has the meaning of without doing something. So dittin anupagamma means without maintaining an opinion, without hanging on to your views. The dittincha or anupagamma can sometimes translated as letting go of your views, but the way it's expressed in the Pali is not grasping them, not holding them. Dittincha anupagamma, not holding on to your views. Silava, this is the Sanskrit shila, meaning virtue or morality, and in Pali, sila. Stem form, no, this is a noun, and you can make it a possessive adjective with the stem silavant, possessed of virtue, therefore virtuous, and the nominative singular becomes silava. That is from silavant. The accusative would be silavantam. Nominative silava, silavantam. Genitive would be silavatu. it's the it's a subgroup of the consonantal declension, where you have a va in the nominative, vantam, full form accusative, and a truncated form, not silavanto, but silavato in the genitive. So silava, virtuous. Dassanena sampanno. Sampanna, endowed with. The root pad meaning to go, and sampad has the idea of getting hold of it, getting onto it, attaining it, achieving it. So if you're sampanna, it means you are endowed with it, you've got it, you've absorbed it, and it's with it takes the instrumental. If you're endowed with something, here dassanam is vision, dassanena sampanno, endowed with vision. Note the difference. From this root drish, we get, I'm writing it in Pali now, dikti, and I'll write it in Sanskrit as well. And from that same root drish, we get dasana, which in Sanskrit is darshana. Now the difference, they're both from the same root, they're both verbal nouns from the same root, but with different meanings. So drishti, Pali drishti, is a view, an opinion, as in samadriti, or diktincha anupagamma, not holding on to views. Dasana, Sanskrit darshana, is more seeing. It's the ordinary meaning of seeing, but it also, depending on context, as in English, vision. Somebody just has vision. You've got poor vision. You don't see well, or you can be a person of vision. I mean, you've got insight, far-sighted wisdom, that kind of vision. So that's how it's used here. So endowed, dassanena sampanno, would mean endowed with vision. Kamesu vinaya gedham. Vinaya, the root ni means to lead. And with the prefix vi, it's the separative prefix. So the root meaning vini, vineti, present tense, vini, root vineti, means literally to lead out or to lead away. And it can also mean to cast out. But it also has a secondary meaning of leading away in a moral sense. And the verbal noun there is vinaya. And the vinaya, of course, is the rules of conduct, the rules of discipline. But it's used in this verse in the meaning of casting out, getting rid of something. This is in the absolutive form. I mean, having cast out. It's a slightly irregular form in the Pali. In Sanskrit, having cast out would be viniya, and there is a Pali form viniya as well, which exactly reflects the Sanskrit. But there is an alternative form in Pali, which is the one used here, vinaya, which is actually irregular in its formation. It is an anomaly. The writer could easily have used viniya. But anyway, vinaya, it's irregular, but it's correct Pali. So vinaya gedham, Sanskrit gridha, Pali gedha. Gridha is actually cognate with our English word greed. Etymologically, it's that same word. So vinaya gedham, having put aside, having cast away greed, kamesu. So kama used for sensual pleasures. So kamesu vinayagedam, having put aside, having cast out, got rid of greed for sense pleasures. Note here, kamesu, sense, the greed for something. In this kind of circumstance, this context, the greed or longing for will typically be in the locative, as it is here. Kamesu is the locative plural. Sorry, kamesu gedho, greed for sense pleasures. Kamesu vinaya gedham, and the accusative, vinaya having put aside, gedham, greed, kamesu, for sense pleasures. Nahi, he is the emphatic negative. So punar eti, it's eti. He goes or comes. And here it's used in a future sense, will come. Punar, again, come again, to return. He will not come again. Come again to what? Come to something, accusative of motion, that's the gabbasayam. Gabha, Sanskrit garbha, Pali gabha, means a womb. So when you come to the womb, it means you are conceived, you take rebirth. And then the saya, from the root si, to lie or to rest, a saya means a resting place. Gabhasaya, a womb resting place. So coming to a resting place after wandering around between births, you come to your gabhasaya, your womb resting place. So somebody says gabbasayam punareti, he goes again, or he returns. Punareti gabbasayam, he returns again to the womb, or again goes to the womb. But this is negated. Na punareti, he will not again come, he will not come back. You can enforce the na, reinforce that, that's negative, that's enough on its own. You can reinforce that negative by putting a he, which is very, very often done, especially in formal statements. Never will this happen, this will not happen. Nahi. And that of itself would have been quite enough to convey the meaning. But there's a further reinforcement, which is in the not very commonly used emphatic jatu. Jatu looks as if it might be something to do with the root jan, to bear, jata, born, jati, birth. It's nothing to do with that at all. No connection. Jatu is a freestanding particle of emphasis. Nahi jatu, not at all, not in any way. So there's just the he and the jatu are just two words that strongly emphasize the na. Nahi jatu, gabbasayam punaretiti. No way, not possibly will he come back. Nahi jatu punareti gabbasayam. Accusative motion to the womb resting place. So no way will he come back to the womb resting place, is what is being said. So what I will do now, I will repeat this verse twice, once with the text and finally without. Let me call up the text again. Here we are. Dittincha anupagamma Silavatassanena sampanno kamesu vinayagedhan nahi jatu gabbasayam punaretiti. And once more, which I shall. There we are. Dittincha anupagamma silava dassanena sampanno kame suvinayagedham nahijatu gabbasayam punaretiti. And that concludes this video, and that concludes the series on the 10 verses of the Karaniya Metta Sutta.